truly alone on the mound, and neither are you. There will always be that person behind the fence saying, "One pitch at a time," like my mom, or whistling and yelling, "Don't throw it in the dirt," like my dad, or even watching through the phone a few hundred miles away like my sister. But at the end of the day, when we all step off this field at Biglerville High School, they will remain present in our lives. But we will have to find some new teammates outside of our families because so many familiar faces will not be a part of our everyday. We won't have that person that sits next to us in English class to ask them what the answer to that multiple choice question is, or we won't hear the ringing of the alma mater in Ms. and Mrs. Showers' classrooms every Friday. However, this should only encourage each and every one of you more. I urge you to be bold in your new path. Start the conversation. Stay curious. Ask questions. Be open to new ideas and perspectives, and keep the confidence you all have gained in your time at Biglerville, a place where we all knew we belonged. Walk into that building, that class, that office, knowing that everything you've been taught here will only help you excel at what you do in the future, because we have been prepared. The softball pitching circle is only 8 feet wide, which is relatively small. However, for these past 10 years, it has been my home. While I will not physically step out of this circle, as I plan to attend Shenandoah University to further my education as well as play collegiate softball, I, as well as you all, are stepping out of our own comfortable circles. The game is changing, the field is becoming bigger, and the expectations placed before us will be higher. Whether you plan to attend a post-secondary school, join the workforce, or serve our country, you will face challenges. Life will throw a lot of power hitters and tough teams at you, but do not be afraid. We have all struck out and had hits. We have all walked and ran, and tonight we will all touch home plate. Trust yourself, trust what you have been taught, and lean in. Lean into the challenging test, lean into the challenging task, and whatever you do, find your own individuality on your new team, because every person on the field has their own role that matters. Thank you.
I went to the woods because I wanted to live deliberately. A man is seated in front of a body of water, Walden Pond. He sees his reflection. I wanted to see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. I did not wish to practice what was not life, nor did I wish to practice resignation. The water ripples lightly in front of him. He lives alone in a house he built for himself in Concord, Massachusetts, surrounded by dense woods. I wanted to live deep and suck out all the marrow of life, to live so sturdily and Spartan-like as to put to rot all that was not life. He's wearing short sleeves. The air is cold as the breeze brushes against his skin. Clouds hang above his head as the sky darkens. I wanted to drive life into a corner and reduce it to its lowest terms, and, if it proved to be mean, why then to get the whole and genuine meanness of it, and to publish its meanness to the world, or, if it were sublime, to know it by experience, and be able to give a true account of it in my next excursion. Life surrounds him on all sides. The leaves rustle in the winds. Birds chirp to each other in song. He, in his solitude, feels at peace. He is aware of how a situation may be misinterpreted. To be alone was something unpleasant. Why should I feel lonely? He asked himself. Solitude is not measured by the miles of space that intervene between a man and his fellow, he defines. He looks inwardly, standing at that pond. He stares past his reflection and into his mind. He analyzes himself with a sophistication stemming much further than the simplicity of his life he has found. He looks towards himself, his values, his distaste, his behaviors, his desires. He questions himself, his raw, authentic self. He questions the world around him. He questions his perceptions. It is an honor to be your valedictorian. During my time in high school, I have indulged myself into the works of literature. I have lived many lives through this method. A hopeless romantic throwing parties in hopes of winning over a girl he loves. A murderer with hopes of relieving himself and others from the debt burdened on him. The work I've chosen to share with you tonight, Walden Pond, holds a special place in my heart. It encompasses a way of life and perception I wish to pass on to you. The ability to look inward is not an inherited skill, but one that is learned. The ability to question oneself, the way one has been shaped to be, is not instinctual. It takes time. It takes solitude. It takes time away from your class in your hometown. The power of influence is not one to be underestimated. From decisions to values and beliefs, it is seldom that an action or pursuit is executed with complete selfishness. Selfishness has and will continue to be seen as a negative trait. However, it is that same selfishness that is necessary for authenticity. Autonomy is something often taken for granted. The ability to choose comes with a force. That ability, that choice, can be used to make a difference. It is not something to be given up in the face of scrutiny. Hold it tightly. Recognize when it begins to slip away from you, and do not allow it to. Do not let someone take it from you or threaten to do so. Allow it room to grow and change as time passes, but let it on its own accord. Selfish pursuits are not negative pursuits, but authentic ones. They stem from a place deep inside oneself, often a place buried deeply within, shoved lower and lower due to the external pressures pushing oneself in a different direction. Authentic pursuits can be seen as insignificant. They encompass individual values rather than societal ones. It is up to you, as that individual, to foster these pursuits. Look deeply within yourself. Recognize those curiosities that have been buried and nurture them. Find their value in your own mind rather than the eyes of others. Fulfillment can be difficult to define. For many, it requires the approval of others. The feeling of success feels contingent on being viewed as successful. That success can feel fulfilling, but it is not authentic. True fulfillment is internal. It is living deliberately. It is fostering those passions and pursuits that others may not recognize the significance of. There is no advice I can give you that is not already inside of you. I can only encourage you to attempt to find it. Those values are inside of you. Find them, question them, redefine them, hold them closely as you act. I cannot tell you what to do, what to value, or how to act to lead you to success. It is up to you to define what fulfillment means. As our new chapter begins, I leave you with this. Spend time alone. We are so incredibly lucky to live in a time where the world is so interconnected, but it is essential to leave room for yourself. The world is big. The world is overwhelming. There is no amount of education that will lead to an understanding of all of it, but if you are aware of how you want yourself to navigate through it, conquering life seems not only more manageable, but more enjoyable. Do not listen to my words, but your own. Craft them, write them, share them, keep them to yourself. Understand them. Understand yourself more deeply than you understand anything around you. Suck the marrow out of life by living one that is authentic to you. I think back to that man sitting in front of Walden Pond, Henry David Thoreau. I take his words and I put them on paper. I give them to you. I give you his advice meant not for the world, but for himself. I urge you to follow the way he perceived life, but in doing so, I write my own words. I craft my own narrative. I give you my own advice. I share with you a piece of myself through my voice, through the words I've written for you, but for myself as well. I indulge selfishly. I write the words I want. I choose to share with you what is important to me, and I thank you for that. I thank you for being my audience.
On behalf of the School Board of Directors, it is a privilege to stand before you to recognize the commencement of the class of 2026. This evening represents a shared milestone for our entire district community as we come together to recognize the completion of your high school education. Your diploma represents the culmination of years of focus and dedication. 4 years ago, these young people walked through the doors as freshmen. Tonight, they walk out as graduates. And nothing could make this community prouder. The distinct paths chosen by this graduating class reflect the wide range of opportunities available within our district. Within this year's class, 53% of our graduates have committed to continuing their education at 2- and 4-year institutions of higher learning. Another 35% will immediately enter the workforce, while 3 of our seniors have chosen to enlist in the United States military. Regardless of the specific path you pursue next, your graduation represents the fulfillment of the academic standards of our school district. On behalf of the Upper Adams School Board, we congratulate the class of 2026 on reaching this significant milestone, and we extend our best wishes for all your future endeavors.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Evangeline Hollabaugh.
And my name is Ethan Shank.
We are your fundraising coordinator and treasurer for the class of 2026 and are also presenting our class gift.
Tonight, the class of 2026 is proud to present our class gift, a new track and field record board for the stadium. We wanted to give something that would last beyond our time here and recognize the athletes who represent our school year after year. This board will celebrate hard work, dedication, and the memories made on the track and field.
We hope future students will look at those names and be inspired to work hard, support each other, and leave their own mark on our school. Thank you.
Thank you to the class of 2026. On behalf of the Upper Adams School District Board of Directors, I am honored to accept this class gift. And to the class of 2026, we are proud of you, and we look forward to what your future holds. Work hard, be your best, and represent Canada Nation with pride. Thank you.
Good evening, families, friends, and class of 2026. As I prepared my remarks for tonight and reflected on the journey of this class, from walking through the doors as freshmen to finishing strong as a senior class, I kept coming back to one thought, and that was, while you were learning from us in our classrooms, we were also learning from you. Class of 2026, you turned the tables. As much as you were learning from the adults around you, you were teaching us too. A few weeks ago, I sent an email to our faculty and asked them to reflect on their years with the class of 2026 and to finish this sentence: "You taught me." The responses didn't mention test scores, lesson plans, class participation, or grades, but our teachers shared the ways that you impacted them. Your teachers, like you, strive for excellence, but you remind them to be gentle with themselves. Ms. Bass noticed that you taught her growth comes from persistence, not perfection, while Mrs. Tyson shared that you taught her it's okay to slow down, to hit pause, and to remember that laughter matters. In addition to how we should treat ourselves, you reminded us how important it is to treat each other. Ms. Meeson said that you taught her the heart of an artist can be found within everyone, from mechanics and welders to scientists and soldiers. You showed us that people don't fit neatly into one category, that someone can be practical, hardworking, and creative all at the same time. By recognizing their strengths in others, you also showed us what community really means. Mrs. Petcher wrote that you taught her to value and appreciate our culture and showed her that together we can achieve our goals. Education isn't a one-way street. Ms. Fry captured this perfectly, noting, "You taught us that grown-ups need you as much as you need us." That sense of connection was clear during a difficult time for Mrs. Granger. She shared that your cards, messages, and actions showed her the real power of your kindness. Class of 2026, thank you for being great humans. In an effort to recognize the special people who have supported them, we have a tradition here at Biglerville High School involving the golden stoles that each graduate is wearing this evening. These stoles are a symbol of appreciation for the individuals who helped bring them to this day. After the ceremony, graduates may present their stoles to someone who made an impact on their educational journey, making a memory for this evening. Class of 2026, stay connected to your roots and the community that has supported you. Take your experiences, lessons, and memories with you. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Biglerville High School, we are proud of you, we believe in you, and we look forward to seeing the contributions you will make in the world. And remember, once a canner, always a canner. Dr. DeShong, having completed all of the requirements for graduation as set forth by the Upper Adams School Board of Directors, it is my honor, my duty, and it is my pleasure to present to you the Biglerville High School class of 2026.
Good evening, everyone. It's definitely a special night, and it's a great to see all the families, friends, relatives, our school board of directors, our faculty and staff, our administrators, and our 122 graduates, well, soon-to-be graduates, who are getting ready to move on to a new chapter of their lives. Speaking of lives and life ahead, does anyone know the average number of weeks a person has in their lives? Anybody know? Ballpark average number of weeks that folks have is 4,000 weeks. 4,000 weeks. That doesn't sound like a whole lot of weeks, and a lot of us in the audience and back here, we've used up about half of them maybe already. And class of 2026, the question I have for you is, do you know how many that you have left in your journey, ballpark? From birth to age 18, people, on average, all of you, you've used up about 940 weeks so far, from birth to 18. So you have your whole life ahead of you, which equals out to about, if you do the math, 3,060 weeks to go. The big question is, what are you going to do? Or more so, the question is, how are you going to live out those weeks? I had the opportunity the other day to sit down with a group of seniors, chat with them, ask them what they thought about Upper Adams, their journey, and how they spent some of those 940 weeks at Upper Adams. Do you all know that this group was the last group of students to experience the Arntsville-Bendersville rival on Keller Day? That means these guys were the last group of students to actually be at Bendersville. They recanted stories of kickball, the close bonds and connections they have made with teachers, the sense of community in our small town, and the opportunities in athletics, music, and band, as well as the celebration of the Latinx Club and the oneness they felt among peers. The one thing that everyone agreed upon was Friday nights under the lights and singing the alma mater with the mom and daughter duo, Mrs. and Miss Showers. They all agreed that that was something really special. But those 940 weeks are memories. What lies ahead is 3,060 weeks. Most of you are heading to college, the military, or directly into the workforce. A lot of you plan on staying local or moving away, depending on your job or that special someone that you might find and where they land or where they're at living. No matter what your plans are, where your path takes you, I want to challenge you not just to leave an impression, but to make an impact in your life and on those around you. So you might ask, what's the difference between an impact and an impression? An impression is something that is short-lived, while an impact has lasting consequence. It's long-lasting. I challenge you to embrace and embed in your being and employ the next few words I'm about to give you. And I'm confident if you do so, you will make an impact. All these letters start with the letter F. Get these ones. Frequently focus on family, faith, and friends. How do you like that alliteration, Miss Meeson? That's a lot of alliteration right there. Most of you have family and friends here who have supported you through your first 940 weeks of life. Stay connected. Visit. Call them frequently. Love them and don't forget them. And keep faith a foundational basis you continue to build your life upon. Make faith a priority. And walk and talk with God daily. The next two words are fierce and fortitude. Determine what you want to do and what you want in life and set out with fierceness to get it. Things will get tough, but determine to have the fortitude and the grit to stick with it, to overcome those obstacles with stick-to-itiveness. Now, real quick, I did this with the NHS banquet back in the ceremony in the fall. I'm going to do it with you guys today. I used to do this all the time with my students. I would say, get grit, and they would all say, don't quit. So we're going to do it together as a family and everybody here. I'm going to say, get grit, and you're going to say, don't quit. Get grit. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Now, when I say don't quit, you say, or no, wait. I already did don't quit, get grit. When I say don't get grit, you say don't quit. When I say don't quit, you say get grit. Here we go, let's try it. I'm going to say don't quit, and you're going to say get grit. Don't quit. Get grit. Oh, my gosh, I just got goosebumps. The next word I want to talk to you about is fire. This ties in with the past two words. You will get tired and you will get weary and you will have conflict. You will have disagreements and tough times, but keep your fire burning, class of 2026. Don't let the fire go out. And if it does, and it might, get it relit, rekindle it. Get it fired up again. Keep that fire burning for life. You know, another thing about fire is it provides warmth and light. Be that warming presence and light to others. The next word is flexibility. Things are not always going to go the way that you would like. Be flexible. Strength equals flexibility. Quick tree story. Do you know that trees in a greenhouse are in a thick biosphere? They don't grow very tall. As a matter of fact, they often fall under their own weight. And do you know why that is? Because they have no structural integrity. They're not like the trees out around us right now that get to experience the wind and the snow and the weight of the weather upon them. And it's the weight, and it's that wind, it's that resistance that makes them stronger. And I'm going to let you know, don't get discouraged when you face resistance. As a matter of fact, don't resist resistance. Embrace it, because I'm going to tell you that is what makes you stronger, is that wind and that weight of things. It will make you more resilient as long as you stay flexible. Fine tune. In that flexibility, step back and reflect on you and the areas in your life that need adjusted physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Fund. F-U-N-D. Fund and funding something means you invest in something. I want to encourage you to fund and invest in others. Volunteer, pour into other people's lives, your family and your friends. Forgiveness. Make a conscious decision to let go of past resentments and thoughts of getting back at others who have wronged you. This is vital because it liberates you from the emotional burden of past hurts, reduces physical and psychological stress, and allows you to move forward in your life. Don't carry that weight. Let it go and move on with living. First class, represent Canner Nation, yourself and your family, by keeping it classy 2026. First class, that is. Lift others up, build up, don't tear down. Extend grace to other people. Be a decent human being. Fun and fantastic. Have fun, enjoy life. Find the good in others and the good in every day. Travel, get outside, work hard, keep learning and growing, and live a fantastic life. Class of 2026, the next word is fine looking. Stay fine looking 2026. Now, I don't think any of them are going to have any problem with that. Look at this group over here. There's some fine looking young people over here. That's right, give it up. They're looking all sharp and sparkly. I mean, you almost need to wear sunglasses from those pearly white smiles there. I mean, the future's so bright, you got to wear shades. And no doubt with this group over here. And last but not least, I had to get this word in that starts with a letter F, and that is stay fruity. Now, you might say, what does that have to do with anything? Well, come on. It's Upper Adams, guys. We got apple trees. We got all kind of fruit trees. We got cherries and strawberries and all that good stuff. Guys, take the lessons and the values that you have learned from your family and Canner Nation that have got you this far and take it into the future. Don't forget those fruity roots. So class of 2026, what are you going to do with those 360 weeks left? Embrace these words that were shared, employ them into your life, forge ahead, and no matter where you land, what you do or where your path takes you, go and make a powerful and positive impact. Congratulations, guys.
There's yours.